A city in Tennessee banned public homosexuality, and we all missed it. Murfreesboro, Tennessee, is already beginning to implement the law. So this is old news. Some more stuff has happened since then. I thought this would be more... This got addressed quickly, but I still think it's interesting. Okay? So, Murfreesboro? Murfreesboro? Where does the "un" come from? Oh, more unfreesboro. Nice meme. Okay, sorry. A city in Tennessee is using a recently passed ordinance, essentially prohibiting homosexuality in public, to try to ban library books that might violate the new rule. Murfreesboro passed an ordinance in June banning indecent behavior, including indecent exposure, public indecency, lewd behavior, nudity, or sexual conduct. Again, no matter how ambiguously stuff like this might be phrased, it's the ambiguity that is the point, right? In a homophobic society, a law that bans indecent behavior will ban homosexuality, but not heterosexuality, if all people are doing is hand-holding. As journalist Aaron Reed, first reported, this ordinance specifically mentions Section 21 to 72 of the City Code. The City Code states that sexual conduct includes homosexuality. So we've talked about this before. The code specifically references an older bit of law that includes homosexuality within the definition of public indecency. It was not ambiguous in any way, shape, or form. It literally just said homosexual behavior. There's no ambiguity there. An ACLU-backed challenge to the ordinance has already been launched, but that hasn't stopped city officials from implementing the measure. Last Monday, the Rutherford County Steering Committee met to discuss removing all books that might potentially violate the ordinance from the public library. The resolution was met with widespread outcry from city residentials. And we've talked about this. I'm happy to announce the ACLU won. Homosexuality now legal again in Murfreesboro. Congratulations, everyone. They all pronounce it like Murfreesboro, one word. Murfreesboro? That's insane. Where's the R go? Okay, whatever. City leaders decide in response to lawsuit. So it seems like rather than go up against the ACLU in a lawsuit, which is a decision that a city could make if they really wanted to, they decided to just amend the code themselves. Let's listen.
And Norman, you are one of the organizers for Borough Pride. I understand it's coming up October 28th here at Tennessee Miller Coliseum. What can you tell us?
I can tell you that Borough Pride is excited to be back this year. We're excited to have the opportunity.
Wow. Why do you even need a pride parade when your voice sounds like that? Anywhere you're like ordering a coffee or, talking to friends is a pride parade. Jesus.
To put on this event for the community here at Tennessee Miller Coliseum, and we look forward to doing it again in the future.
Yeah, his voice is now legal.
And hopefully it'll be even bigger and better next year.
Why is Borough Pride so important?
Borough Pride, gosh, I love these hard questions. Thanks, Scott.
Oh my God, he's so gay. Holy shit.
Borough Pride is so important because, as we have seen in the past year, the community needs safe spaces to be. Borough Pride is an event that gives us one day where we can be around people like ourselves and feel love, not judgment, not hate. And so we look forward to it. Yeah, that's why we need it. That's why it's here.
Anything else that I didn't ask you that I should have asked you?
We have 3 events happening that day.
Okay, I don't care about the details. Good luck, K-Man. The term homosexuality stopped being part of a city code prohibiting inappropriate sexual conduct, the Murfreesboro City Council decided recently. City Manager Craig Tyndall advised the council on October 19th to update a city ordinance dating back to 1949 following a federal First Amendment lawsuit from Borough Pride LGBTQ supporters and a court order from Judge Waverly D. Crenshaw Jr., wow, that's a name, the chief judge for the U.S. District Court in Nashville. The council unanimously voted to eliminate the term homosexuality from the code's definition, prohibiting inappropriate sexual conduct. The queer festival organizers and the ACLU won the court order, and a change in the city code prior to the October 28th Borough's Pride free event for all ages at Tennessee Miller Coliseum in North Murfreesboro. Now, why are we talking about this? Well, for one, it's a nice story with a nice victory at the end. However, I think it's important to remember that before the challenge came from the courts and the ACLU, the city went ahead with homosexuality being included in the definition of indecent behavior as a template for banning Pride and banning books at their library, meaning that without any outside supervision, they absolutely would have kept going ahead with that. Nashville is a fine town. The rest of Tennessee needs work. I've been to Nashville. I went there for a libertarian conference, and I have to say, the whole, like, I know it's a music town and all that, but man, your goddamn buildings have too many top hats, okay? Jesus Christ. Or not top hats, cowboy hats. Big 10-gallon hats, all right? You got to dial that shit down. These Tennessee folk. Goddamn. Anyway, the city was perfectly willing to act on homosexuality being included in the definition of indecent behavior until they got called on it. And what's more, I've seen a lot of conservatives online that have been rallying behind this law as it existed. I don't know if I'd be able to find the tweet exactly. There was a tweet that got, I think, like dogpiled and ratioed by the Nazi redhead libertarian, essentially saying like, you know, like, oh, wow, it's glad to see you guys are all so opposed to a law preventing children from being exposed to indecency, or something to that effect. I think that there are a lot of conservatives, wiser conservatives, who would go for this if they had the opportunity to. As a matter of fact, I would go so far as to say that a significant portion of small towns in America probably have city governments that, if they had the ability to, would move forward with laws like this, or ordinances like this, including homosexuality in their definition of public indecency. City manager addresses outdated statute. The code dates back to 1949 in defining prohibited sexual behavior that includes homosexuality, and the language remained in place with a 1977 code update, according to an October 19th council agenda report from the city manager. The term homosexuality is an anachronism unenforceable under current law. Therefore, it should be excluded from the definitions used in these ordinances. I gotta say, I find this itself very suspect. The term homosexuality is an anachronism unenforceable under current law. That's what he has to say about his city passing a law essentially banning homosexual behavior. Yeah, the Constitution says we can't. That's what he's saying. Under current constitutional guidelines, yes, it is unenforceable under current law. It will be struck down by higher courts. You know, why'd you choose that language? The council and mayor refrained from commenting when they agreed to update the code by deleting the word homosexuality from the definition of sexual conduct. Tyndall, during the meeting, only talked about updating language in a code that's unenforceable without discussing details of the language in question. Really seems like he's basically just saying, yeah, sorry, boys, we can't get away with it at the moment. Sorry. You know? Why are they trying to ban us so much if it isn't popular with the voters? Hateful, hate, evil demons, hate, evil demons, hard hate, evil, stupid, demons, evil. Also, city politics are very different from national politics, even if the vast majority of, well, I don't know if I should say vast majority, but even if a majority of Americans support gay marriage, like, who knows what the deal is with this town. Also, city councils tend to be really f***ing out of touch, right? Like, even in progressive cities, like major cities, like Los Angeles or whatever, city council members have a tendency towards being like old white suburban, you know, commuters who come in and sort of f*** everything up. So, yeah. Anyway, the reason I thought it was still worth pointing this out is because, I don't know. This is more of a small town thing, I think. Like, I don't think if given legal permission, a city like, say, Seattle would outlaw homosexuality, because that would basically just outlaw the city of Seattle. But if you live in a smaller community, there is a very real possibility that the people who decide your local ordinances would probably, if given the opportunity, just make it illegal for you to be you in public. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about this that seems so sinister to me, like a half victory. Sure, an ACLU and judicial challenge pretty much like immediately tore this apart, but at the same time, it's like the city council is basically just like, oh yeah, sorry lads, can't get away with this right now, not at the moment. It's like, okay, all right. I think this won't be their last attempt. I think it's kind of like contraception bans or a national abortion ban. It's something conservatives want. I mean, conservatives want a whole lot of shit that they know if they admitted to openly would be really optically bad. Look at how much shit Republicans are getting for their revocation of Roe v. Wade, right? You know, it doesn't stop them from pursuing it. Frogs in hot water. slowly but surely. Yeah, in this case, we're kind of both frogs in hot water, but for different reasons, right? Republicans keep like pursuing sort of legislative ends that make them unpopular, and American voters don't seem to understand just how likely they are to actually do that, in spite of the unpopularity of those laws. It's kind of there's all of politics is just a lot of frogs and a lot of boilers. Did you see Matt Walsh admitting he would rather lose every election than compromise with abortion? Good, great, thank you.